Right then, I'm going to do a little test for you today, and that is strength testing these frames out of various woods, seeing how much that can take on the scales, how many pound draw weight before they actually snap, if they snap. And to be honest, I ain't sure what's going to happen. I'm doing it for myself really, so I've got an understanding of which one's strong, which one's not. But I thought I'd share it with you anyway, as it's an interesting thing. Most of all, slingshot safety, knowing if something's going to break in your face or not. To make it fair, we got 3 frames, all exactly the same frame. 1 walnut, 1 multiplex, 1 sapele. We're going to test the natural as well. I've marked them all off, and I'm going to clamp them in the workbench to that line. Obviously, put the scales on and pull and see what the draw weight is when they snap. They're all marked at exactly the same place on the frame, so it's all even. They're going to be hooked on the same point on the fork. And we're just going to pull it till it snaps, or pull it till I can't pull it no more. But there you go. So what we're going to do, we'll leave the multiplex till last, because obviously I'd reckon that's going to be the strongest, but it's just interesting to see really what poundage these can take. So without further ado, we'll get one in the vise and get cracking. First one up is walnut. I'm going to clip the scales on the inside of that fork on all pulls, and draw weight: 5 pound, 10 pound, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So that was somewhere in between 65 and 75 draw weight, and then that one snapped. It's actually stayed bang on it, as you can see. 65 pound draw weight, and the walnut went. We got the sapele in this time. For some reason the scales are starting on 30 pound, and I don't know how to reset them, but it's all working perfect. So without further ado, we will get onto the sapele. So that will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75. Okay guys, change your plan. Pulling that one, we got up to about 75 and the scales snapped. So that sapele takes at least a 75 pound draw weight. And don't forget the tests I'm doing are on 1 fork, so you could double it. Can't do no more testing like that, so what we're going to do is get back to the trusty old hammer and give it a beating, see what fork it would be like. Okay, that really wasn't too good at all. I was only tapping there. Make your own mind up on that. Takes a lot of force, but you give it a gentle tap and it's gone. Strange that. What we're going to do is quickly get the walnut one back in next to this one, while we're still on the same clip, and give them both a bit of a twatting. That was first swing. As you can see, I'm swinging underarm. You can't get no power like that. Okay, so there's your hardwoods. I wouldn't like to hit one of them forks with double bands and steel or lead balls. End of. My eyes are worth more than a nice looking frame. Okay, so we got a natural in here now. The wood it is yew. As you can tell by the grain, definitely a yew fork. I picked a finished one so I can compare it with the frames I've tested. I ain't tried it yet, but I'm pretty sure this natural will hold out as good as the multiplex, because it's natural the way the grain grows. It's got nothing to split down, but we'll see. It'd help if I tightened it up properly, wouldn't it? well, the truss take a beating, as I would have thought. A few chips and scratches, but you know, strip that bark off, give it a sand. Be as good as anything. You probably sand them scratches out, to be fair. Okay guys, as you've seen, after the last couple of hardwoods, it really shocked me. I take a very good strength pulling, but you give them the slightest of taps. I think it's because they're hardwood and they're sort of brittle, if you get what I mean. You give them the slightest tap and they're a pile of crap at the end of the day. You imagine the hammer, well, I was hitting it like that underarm. You imagine a 16mm lead ball or a decent sized steel hitting the forks with double bands. That's coming off. Don't forget, when it comes off, it will shoot that way and come back at you with the elastic. Deadly. Deadly is an understatement, to be fair. Anyway, we're going to test the multiplex. Start off like we broke the hardwoods. Tapping. Okay, nothing yet. That side. Okay. Then hardly touched the faces, to be fair. I thought we'd have at least damaged that. Get the bed at all out. Just proper giving it some that as well. Okay, let's have a look at that. That has had a pounding. There's no fork it can do that. Well, until the axe come on, it never really touched the faces. All as that has done is chipped one layer of 15. There you go. You can see this tested in other videos, me driving over it, throwing it off cliffs and stuff. Okay then, so here's my little final conclusion. What I think, everybody can have different opinions, that can test in different ways, and you know, you get different results, but I do it as I see it and say it how it is. The walnut broke after about £60, which on one fork is good, because that would give you a combined weight, combined draw weight of about £120, which is more than enough for any band set on the market. But just because they take it does not necessarily mean it's strong. Give it a little tap with an hammer and you know, it's a bag of crap really. Same with that one. That actually broke the scales on about £70 on one fork, which was 2 or 3 times more than I would have expected. It might have went a lot more hadn't the scales broke, but again, the slightest tap and the grain just slips. So I wouldn't advise anybody to test the wood by putting it in a vice and pulling it, because that absolutely means jack shite. If you give it a fork hit with a lead or something, you're going to take it off. Them first two with the hammer, as you can see in the video, what I was doing was literally giving it an underarm swing like that. Nowhere near as hard as a big lead would it with double bands or anything. So, as I say, take your own conclusion from it. I just put the videos there. I don't say one's better than the other or this is better than that. I just put it there for you to see. As for the multiplex, we all know this stuff's pretty much bomb proof. Never seen or heard of one break. I've thrown them off cliffs, drive over them, all sorts really. It's damn good stuff. All that did was chip the first layer out of 15. So that's about it really. Cheers.